Everybody, welcome to Total Fitness. Monday, first one of the week, and it's actually the first one of the cycle today. This is the very first one based on these sort of Total Fitness sessions that I designed during lockdown. And all you need today, because all we had at the time was very limited kit rules sent home, was 2 light hand weights. So we could even do this with 2 bottles of water. But you're still going to work every muscle in your body. And what we're doing is working over the fundamental movement pattern. So it's a great place to start. It's all about sort of laying the foundation, really. So we're going to be working through things like squats, push-ups, lunges, lateral raise, sit-ups, so fundamental movements that you perhaps take for granted. And we're going to be doing some isotonic, isometric contractions, isotonics of holding, which really reinforces those neural pathways and get you really good at each of those movements. So, but even if you're advanced, you're still going to get a lot from this. It's going to be a good workout. I'll explain all shortly. All you need then is 2 light hand weights. Let's get warmed up. Near with that. Excuse me. Right, okay. Let's get warmed up. Unusual template today. We didn't make anything else like it. Like I say, we're reinforcing and really going over those fundamental moves. So, for instance, we're going to start with squat. We've got squat, we've got a hinge in there, we've got lunges, push-ups, sit-ups, all those sorts of things. So, if you do it all the time, take it for granted, think you're doing it right, well, this is going to make sure that you are. So, squat, for instance. No weight required, we're just going to work completely on body weight and really focus on form. Nice high chest and open hips to keep a good squat. So firstly, engage the glutes, yeah? Imagine someone's doing this all the time and you're doing that to resist. That engages the glutes, you want to be like that all the time. Okay, so you're creating space for the hips to sit. Okay, head and chest is high. Knees over toes, I'm just going to come down, body weight, up. So I'm going to do 15 seconds of isotonic squats, i.e. regular, normal moving. Yeah. When that bell goes, I want you to hold in an isometric contraction, iso squat for 15 seconds, bell goes, straight back into moving. Ideally, for those of you who are a bit more advanced, we want that to be seamless. Move, hold, without any extra rest. Those of you doing it the first time, second time, whatever, you might need a couple of seconds. Shake your legs off or whatever, or even in the middle of it. You know, if you can't hold it, you can't hold it. It doesn't matter, that's what you're here for. It's meant to be tough and it's meant to challenge you. So if you need that extra time out, that's fine. But remember, when you're in those isometric holds, think about the movement you're doing. So when I'm here, I'm really thinking, right, that, knees out, tracking, always. Toe, knee, hip, shoulder. Okay, there, head and chest high. So I don't want this to happen. This would be the worst version. Yeah, collapsing of the hips, arch at the back. Okay, we want the opposite of that. Yeah, open up. So we do 3 rounds. So move, hold, move, hold, move, hold. Yeah, 6 blocks of 15 seconds essentially. Then we're going to do an active rest. Now change this just slightly. We're doing a minute active rest after each, 50-second active rest after each set. We're going to do 2 sets. So we're just going to do 1 big active rest, then have another set of the same exercise, then move on. Then it gives you more active rest to allow those muscles to recover, to give you more effort in the second set. It just keeps it a bit tighter. I think we'll see how it goes. So, what I mean by active rest is rest without rest. You're resting the muscle, you're working to some extent, but your body itself isn't resting. So with the squats, for instance, we're going to do 1.5 minutes in a pro position, which means it's going to be much more upper body and shoulders. Okay, each going to do 12 mountain climbers, 6 squat thrusts, and then 3 pro jacks. That's your active rest, Paul. There's a clear difference. Okay? It's a rest without a rest. Okay? That, despite looks, yes, your legs are moving, but it's upper body stabilisation that's key for that one. So you're going to do 90 seconds of that, let the body weight flow. So they're meant to be took steady. Don't go hell for leather, nice steady. Yeah? 12, 6, 3. 12, 6, 3. Let your legs recover, let your upper body take the strain, and then we'll go again for a second set. Okay? And then we move on to the next, which is push-ups will be our next one. So squats first then. Let's get started. 15 seconds on each. Once you've done it once, you'll understand what we're doing. So remember, it's isotonic, isometric. I'll just shout, move, hold. Keeps it simple. Okay? Right, bear with me then. Let's get set up. 15 seconds on each. Okay then. Here we go then. Squat first. 3, 2. Nice.
You got me saying what's in my head. These images. It's the way you look at me.
Head and shoulders up.
I can't
Straight ahead.
You got me saying what's in my head. Filling the mind with these images. It's the way you look at me. It's the way you look at me.
sort of re-engineer those neural pathways. If you've been doing it a long time like this, okay, you need to reset yourself. I would suggest come back onto your knees, and you will this anyway, probably because the amount of volume we're doing here. Most people will, even quite advanced people, will still on your knees with the sheer amount we're doing. But anyway, I advise you to come back to your knees. Okay, start on the bottom, hand position. Okay, when we lower chest, not up here, not down with your shoulders. You're just going with bad shoulder injuries, rotator cuff issues, etc. Alright, so hands here, then pull the elbows downwards. I'm an arrowhead. Okay, knock this out here. Stay there. Then brace the core and just push the floor away from you. And keeping that shoulder blades in your back pocket. Okay, however you want to describe it, hands in your pockets. That's that pulling down of the shoulders. It's just as important when you do like deadlifts and stuff as well, squats, etc. So, what you do here then, depending on your ability, a lot here. You're going to move for 15 seconds. I suggest you don't go like a maniac, because you'll find out why if you do. On the knees is absolutely fine, and then 15 seconds you're going to hold. So you can really think about that position I was talking about. Really brace your body with your elbows. Get your elbows here. Brace your body there. And think about that pull. Yeah, you're pulling as well as you're pushing, but you're also pulling down. Hold, and then move again. I suggest, like I say, you're probably need your knees, and if worst case scenario, hold at the top. Yes, if you can't hold down there, which is really hard, you can chop the floor, just hold at the top. There, it will still get you. And again, focus on that. Come on, let's get these pressures nailed. The more you can think of this, the more you get it in there, the easier it will be. Right, and this time, we're doing 20 split jacks and 5 either tuck jumps or pogos as your active rest. So again, we're resting this, but we're not resting. So you can do 20, 1, 2, nice steady, then draw level, and either 5 tuck jumps or just a little pogo. Because jumping obviously is another fundamental move I need to work on. Focus on that land. See how my knees are doing a very, very subtle external rotation. I'm not doing this. That's what we're trying to get away from again. Just focus on that landing, use the mirror. Okay? If you're going to go, I'm just talking, just 5 little pogo jumps. And then from the pogo jumps, you can start to lift your knees into the tuck jump. So 25. Right, let's do it. Right, quite a challenge this. Believe me, here we go. 3, 2, 1. round 2. So stay with one leg throughout each round. So, with my right leg first, isotonic, isometric. Same leg, isotonic, isometric, till I've done the 3 rounds. So look, here's the things to bear in mind now with the lunge. Same as your squats, deadlifts, etc. You want your glutes on your side, the engine room of your body. The most powerful muscle in the body. You want it there, engage. Yeah, knees out. And look at my stance. Never start a lunge like this. Straight away you're onto a lunge. That's the biggest mistake. Imagine you stood on train tracks, stay on those train tracks. So when I lunge, I see that track running parallel in front of me from where my feet are, and I'm staying there. I'm not in here. As soon as I'm in there, bang, balance goes, hips fold, gone. Or at least it's much harder. So try and work on that. And of course when you're doing the isometric element, even more so. Come on, mind to muscle. Turn it on. Keep it engaged. Don't let this happen. Okay? Right, and then we're back to an upper base active rest, because we want our legs to rest. So we're going to do a marching plank, low to a marching plank high. 4 of each. So low plank, march. Just lift the toe really. 4, up. 1. Down. Okay. Nice and steady. Take it steady. Right, you're there to rest to some extent. Okay, right. Let's get the lunges in there, Charlie. All on the one side, here we go. Semi-fundamental move. I said I guess we call this lateral raises. You often see them done like this in the gym on all the lads. Okay, we don't want that. We'll be strict today. Nice and light. Palms down. Moving through that range there. And then hold. Hold, palms down. Subtle bend of the arm. You're not locked, but equally, you don't like this. Okay, you're there. Move. Hold. Okay, same rules apply as like your push-ups. You don't want to end up with your traps taking over your shoulders hiking. Keep your lats engaged, your shoulders low. Okay? Right, your active resting now is bunny hops. Let me check. Yeah, 12 standing bunny hops to a single burpee. So just one burpee to 12 standing bunny hops. More like skipping without rope. 12, then drop, burpee, up, 12, yeah? That's your active rest. Okay, you're resting your shoulders, but you're not resting your body completely. Okay, here we go.
Well, I've got 3s and 4s. I'm going to play 3. If I manage them all right.
3s. Let's get
Try 3s, and if I manage them.
let's get this one in.
Go on, then, go for it.
Right, here we go. Now remember, if you do need something light in midway, just go and grab it. You may well need to at home, hopefully you've got a bit of difference. If you need to drop lighter, please do. Right, here we go. 3, 2,
Just trust me, I'ma tell the truth. 'Cause you got me and I got you. I got you. No others 'cause I want you. Just trust me, I'ma tell the truth. 'Cause you got me and I got you. Oh, no, 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 I
That's it, right, go. Active rest. 20 to 12 standing body hops. One single burpee. Here we go. an encouragement for you to go more parallel to the floor, because you've got to hit those muscles again. The more upright you are, the more you're going to do that. So we want your torso as parallel to the floor as you can. That does take flexibility, mobility in the hips, hamstrings, glutes. But look, here's what you're going to do. Once again, turn the glutes on. They must be firing. There. Soft knees, soft. Not squatting, just soft. And look, my hips go back and my chest comes down. So my belly and quads are meeting. Create a sandwich. So use your hands as your ham. Make a ham sandwich. And if there's no bread either end, i.e. no bread at the bottom, you're going to feel your lower back. Yeah, no bread at the top. And it's going to be too much shoulders, and you're going to be sort of feeling that way. So you want that. Yeah, look where my hips are. I'm not down here, okay, but equally I'm not right up there either, yeah? So it's there. There. Make a sandwich, keep the glutes engaged. I'm pressing your belly against your quads. Then I'm going to get my dumbbells, I'm going to move, I'm going to hold. Look, once again, you want the center, weight should always be as close to the centre line. So I do that by sticking my hips back. If I do this, look, straight away, it's away from the centre line, it's going to be a lot harsher, especially on the lower back. So, move and hold. This is an exercise you can do with no weight. So for those of you who struggle with it, do it with no weight. Hold. Yeah? You don't need weight on this, trust me. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Active rest this time, even more energetic. 2 jacks. And then a single toe burpees, really. Burpee, 2 jacks burpees. It's a lot more burpees this time. Okay, it is essentially burpees. Right, we'll listen one more. Let's do it. Okay. Okay there, here we go. easier and done. Cheating isn't wrong, it's just making it easier. Then when we hold the boat, and then back in, okay? Active rest, 2 squats, to walk out, push up, bit of everything to finish. There's 1, 2, and walk, push up, back to 2 squats, okay? This is it. Last combo then. Let's do it.
3,
Try to keep those little cues in mind because they really help. Going through everything we do from here on in, what we've gone through today is going to help you. So well done. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Join us every morning at 9:30. And also 10:30 now we've got total mobility. Half an hour of deep stretching. I'll be back for that in just a second. Thanks again and well done.